With early voting underway in many states ahead of the November 5th election, Republicans are filing lawsuits across the country to challenge potential losses for Donald Trump. George Mason University political science professor Jennifer Victor explains.
There are a number of challenges to things like voter registration and various laws and regulations about election administration, and calling into question what counts as a valid vote, who counts as a valid voter, and a lot of consternation and worry about how people participate and who is participating.
Republicans are involved in 130 lawsuits they say aim to make sure votes are counted properly and that people don't vote illegally, after Trump in 2020 falsely claimed his defeat to President Joe Biden was marred by fraud.
This was a fraudulent election.
But Victor points out that after the voting itself is done, there are safeguards in place to ensure January 6, 2025 does not look like 4 years earlier, when Trump supporters stormed the Capitol in an attempt to overturn his election defeat.
Congress passed the Electoral Count Votes Act not long after January 6th that did a couple of things, including clarified what happens on January 6th. It clarified that January 6th is really just sort of a pro forma, almost ceremonial kind of function, and that it clarified the role of the vice president, that the vice president really holds no authority in that situation.
The votes for president of the United States are as follows.
Before the Electoral Count Votes Act became law, and as you might recall, as things unfolded on January 6th, it used to be the case that one or two people could raise an objection to a slate of electors. Now the threshold for raising objections is quite a bit higher. So it'll be very difficult. You would have to build almost a majority coalition among the members of Congress in the House and or the Senate in order to raise the same kind of objections.
In a statement this week, the campaign of Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris said, quote, "The 2020 election was free, fair, and secure, and Democrats are making sure that 2024 is the same."